Hello book lovers, welcome to Uncommon Reader. I'm Daniela and these are my June favorites. So my monthly favorites is a somewhat frivolous collection of all the things that brought me joy during the month. From books, movies, events, purchases, travels, and the simple things in life, like this little fan here that's gonna help me through the video. It's so hot. So a few days ago, YouTube decided to recommend my latest video, 12 books I'd save in the apocalypse. And by the way, that wasn't my original content. I was responding to a tag, a thread, a conversation started by Mark at Book Time with Elvis. So thanks to that recommendation, my channel saw a surge of subscribers. So I have to thank all the 200 plus new subscribers here on the channel. I was so surprised. It was almost like a shock for me as I've been growing quite slow here on YouTube, but I'm super happy. So I want to thank you all, and of course thank as well all the people that have been following from the very start and the one who joined midway. Yes, lots of breaks like this. And I'm sorry, I hope you don't hear all the noise outdoors. Someone just decided to mow the lawn this morning. Ouch. So now let's review my June. And actually, I just got an idea from the next few months. I think I'm gonna do a vlog for the favorites of the month and try to record fun things and happy things while they're happening. So what do you think about that? So going back to June 1st, I was still spending my last, unfortunately, morning in Paris, my favorite city. And if you missed that Paris vlog and book haul, I'll leave a link below the info box. You'll find all the cards and the references of videos that I'm mentioning here. I loved my week in Paris. It was such a big recharger before going back to my duties, my family duties. But before I did that, I actually took a day off. One more fun thing was spending a day in Venice. And just for you, here are some images I took during that fabulous day. I'll see you here in a bit. Beautiful Venice. I am so lucky. I live about 90 minutes drive from it, but I don't go as often as I should. Luckily that day was not as crowded as it was a Monday, but still lots of tourists and definitely before the Bezos frenzy. So when I travel, I love to purchase books or bookmarks as a souvenir. And in Venice, I bought two actually postcards, square postcards. I can't find the second one. I don't know where I've hid it, but I thought it's a super nice photograph by, let me read the name, Marco Missaia. I'll write it down. So if you're curious, you can find him on Instagram and Facebook. One of the little small things that I enjoy during my morning routine is the one of taking a walk and, when possible, bring a book with me and sit by the sea and just enjoy some me time. So the book you may have peeked at in the video is The God of the Woods by Liz Moore. I have my Italian copy here. I purchased this used and I am really enjoying it. I think I'm going to finish it up this weekend. And it's a terrific mystery, and I love how the story is structured, because it's one of my favorite styles when reading mystery books. It's set and narrated in different time frames, so you keep going back and forth, and it's very, very entertaining. I look forward to tell you more when I'll be finishing this book. And since I've started speaking about books, let me tell you more about what were my favorite reads of June, which was a pretty lucky month. I'm going to start with Shantaram, who is an autobiographical, semi-autobiographical book by Gregory David Roberts. The story narrates of a convicted fellow in Australia who escapes and arrives in Mumbai, and there is going to have a very adventurous life, reinventing himself in the underworld of the city. I will tell you more about this book because it's actually a buddy read that I did for my Italian channel with an Italian booktuber. So we're gonna share a video soon. And so I want to respect, our plans and not spoil too much about the book. So I'll be back here on the channel and tell you more later in July. Another buddy read was The Adventures of Huckleberry Finn of Mark Twain. This was a read that I did with Renee of Beyond Books and Mimi of It's Mimi Duong, and we all share a video on the same day, at the same time. So I can't really say anything yet, except that this was quite a complicated read because it had 5 different Southern American accents. So I really thought that the help of the audiobook that I was following along while reading sped up the process, but I thoroughly enjoyed it, but I'll tell you more soon, so stay tuned. Another book I started this month, and I'll probably carry on for the next 2 or 3 months, is The Prime of Life by Simone de Beauvoir. I have the Italian copy here, and the title in Italian reads L'età forte, which means the strong age. I like both titles actually. So this is the second book of a series of autobiographical books by Simone de Beauvoir, who is one of the most important literary figures of the 20th century for her explorations on women's oppression and existential freedom. And she really laid the foundations of modern feminism. I adored her first book, an autobiographical book. It was The Memories of a Dutiful Daughter. So you can see it's filled with notes, and this was actually a used copy. I don't know about you, I feel way more comfortable writing or highlighting things on used books than when I purchased new ones. But actually I did start to highlight certain thoughts. This is a very deep philosophical book, despite being an autobiographical, but she speaks a lot about her relationship with Jean-Paul Sartre, who was also a big figure of the 20th century in French literature and much revered by Europeans in general. So I really have a kick reading from her. So besides books, spending a lot of time at home, I enjoy watching sports, so I'm really looking forward to Wimbledon starting soon. I also love soccer, and I'm currently watching the Club World Cup, Formula One, and just a lot of sports activity. I'm really good at watching sports from a sofa and not doing many, unfortunately. Well, the weather doesn't help, does it? What a lame excuse, right? Okay, I also watched a series on Netflix. I think it was called Sirens, starring Julianne Moore. I enjoyed it. It was light, but somehow mysterious, and I really appreciate Julianne Moore as an actress. She's not always one of my favorites, but I have to give it to her. She always portrays very intriguing and out-of-the-box characters. So Sirens, not bad. And now July, and I have so many great books in my TBR for the summer, but that's material for another video. So I hope you'll stick around and keep following me here on Uncommon Reader. Thank you so much for watching me today. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I would love to connect with you in the comments. So I'll see you soon here on Uncommon Reader. In the meantime, happy reading. Ciao.